Ooh, hey. So, this video might be a bit boring because all we're going to look at is this picture and I'm going to talk. But anyways, for starters, this is from Arnold T101. He's probably the biggest Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes YouTuber. And he's been talking about making this ranking system of the Galactic Legends for a while now. And he finally released it. And I just wanted to put my 2 cents in there as well as to what I think. Granted, I don't have a single Galactic Legend, and he's got all of them. So, you know, I'm sure what he says holds more weight. But I'm also an intelligent individual, and I can, you know, form some pretty solid opinions about things and back it up, which I'm going to do. So he's got all these columns here. Actually, before we get into it further, I forgot. One, he does get into it a lot more than just this. Like, I'm looking at just this chart. He's got, I think, 3 charts total. I'm not even going to look at the other 2. You want to see what those are about? Check out his video. You should just check out his video anyways. He does good. You know, he's entertaining. He's much better than my crap. He's got green screens and all that. I just use my phone, so... But anyways, yeah, he's got more in depth, and he's got his reasons for why he put the things the way he did. So, you know, go listen to him. I'm not trying to steal his chart here either, so I guess all credit goes to him as well. He made this chart, so just keep that in mind. I'm only using it as a backdrop to talk over it. So anyways, now I guess we can get into it. So as you see here, there's these 5 columns. It stands for requirements, good teams, without the ultimate, with the ultimate, and average score. Average score being the average of all those numbers there. Well, I'm not going to worry about average score. He put the average score in just like a way for you to kind of determine if a character is good or not. He says the closer to 1 they are, the better they are. So apparently the first 2 Galactic Legends in his review are better than the 2 newer ones. I don't care about that for my part. I'm just going to talk about the first 4 rows. Or columns, I mean. Now, as I said, I don't have a single Galactic Legend. I'm working on trying to get Kylo currently, but other than that, I don't have anybody, and I got a long ways to go before I even can try to get Kylo. But, with that in mind, I have watched a lot of gameplay from, like, Arnold and Cubs Fan Han and and all these other Star Wars YouTubers, and so I do have a fair enough amount of knowledge of these characters and what they're like and what they can do. So I feel my opinions are, you know, they're well enough founded. I'm not just, you know, blowing smoke, just putting an opinion like, I like this guy, so he good. But I'm actually going to say stuff based on what I've seen. So anyhow, for starters, he's got the requirements column. Offhand, I don't remember what he meant by that. The way I see it, though, is that can go 2 ways. That can mean either A, the requirements meaning the characters that you need to unlock these characters, these Galactic Legends, like how difficult and such is it to get those characters. Or it could mean the requirements meaning how good are the individual characters, like, you know, because you gotta relic everybody up. So are they all worth it? Do you want to go through and relic everyone up, or is it kind of like, you know, you relic someone up just for this character, but you never use them? So, I'm going to talk about the first way first. So the first way is the requirements needed to get these characters. How challenging is it? And such. So, I would say it's probably... Yeah, I think Kylo, Rey, and C are probably all pretty much even with... No, maybe C is 1. I'd say C is 1. Kylo and Rey are tied for 2. So maybe you have like 2.1 and 2.2. And then Luke is... We'll keep him at 4. I'm skipping 3 on purpose because his requirements are definitely a grind. So for C, a lot of what he needs is fairly easy to get. I mean, you get the characters either early in the game, or you get the characters from Galactic War Shop or something like that, like Sidious. He's from the ship arena shop, so he's pretty easy to get. It's just a matter of relicking him, but that goes for everybody. As I'd say probably the hardest is just Piet. They recently added Admiral Piet, so yeah, you'd have to farm him up. But otherwise, I don't think he's got too much that's like that challenging. It's just mostly the relic grind. Now, as far as Rey and Kylo, they're kind of on the same page. Rey has Jedi Training Rey, so that's a mild legendary character. So, you need to grind up other characters to get Jedi Training Rey, so that's a mild challenge there. And, you got a bunch of other characters that you just gotta do some grinding for, like Amelind and Rose. Characters you probably didn't work on before that you gotta work on now to get her. But no big deal. Relatively the same applies for Kylo. I don't know offhand any characters that Kylo has that's, out of this world. I think, for the most part, I think all his characters are pretty easy to get too. Just a lot of grinding, that's all. Hard modes, blah blah blah. But Luke, I think, is definitely way down in last, because right off the bat, he needs Jedi Knight Luke as part of his requirements. Well, Jedi Knight Luke is hard to get because you need Wampa and you need Hermit Yoda during that. And Wampa and Hermit Yoda are both held behind the gate of territory battles in that shop. So that's difficult right there. For me, Luke is going to take forever to get if I ever tried to get him, just because of that. I got to first try to get Jedi Knight Luke, and that's going to take forever. I mean, I have Hermit Yoda, but I don't have Wampa. Wampa is, what does he even ask? 60 out of 140 or something? And I got a 7-star, then I got to relic him, and it's going to take forever. So he's definitely the hardest for requirements. Now, as far as the other way, requirements meaning in terms of are the characters good? So it would go like this. I would say probably Kylo would be number 1. Probably Jedi Knight Luke. Luke. No, wait, hold on. Let me think about this. I think actually, Luke might be number 1. Then Kylo would be number 2. C would be number 3. And then Rey would be absolute dead worst. Or dead last, So I put it this way because Luke being first, you do have a lot of good characters with Luke. Like I said, Jedi Knight Luke, obviously he's good. Now, is he easy to farm for? No, not at all. But he's easy enough to get. What am I saying? He's worth it when you get it. I just said it's easy to farm for. No, but he's easy enough to get. I'm not even thinking. I'm thinking too far ahead before I'm talking. No, what I mean is, Jedi Knight Luke is hard to get, but he's worth it when you have him. And then Wampa. Wampa's a pretty good character. He has no synergy. His only things are dark side attacker, but he's good. Hermit Yoda's good. So a lot of the stuff you have to work on is decent. Same as, well, not really same as, but Kylo's in second because you need to work on all the First Order characters. Well, First Order is not as good as it should be as a faction, but it is still highly synergetic, and you get roughly 2 full squads out of the First Order team, so that could be great for defense in Grand Arena. You get your 2, maybe say they're all Relic 7, so you Relic 7 everyone just because, and you got your 2 full First Order teams. And then obviously when you get Kylo, he works great with them as well. Now I say C is in third because for the most part the characters you gotta work on are decent. They kinda suck, but they aren't super terrible. They were at least in the meta at one point maybe, and then they've just fallen off. For example, Maul. Maul once was really good and he was a top dog, but he's kind of fallen off since. But it's still okay to relic him. He's got a ship. It's Maul. I mean, so he's kind of okay-ish. But in comparison to who's in dead last, Rey, yeah, her characters just suck. Rose Tico is horrible. Like, you have to... What is the requirements for Rose Tico? It doesn't even matter. She's at least Relic 3. She has to be at least Relic 3 at the bare minimum. Well, I'm not saying I know that for certain. I'm saying, like, that's the lowest that Galactic Legends requirements are, is Relic 3. She might be 3, she might be 5. I don't know. But in either case, she is terrible. It doesn't matter how... You could have Rose perfectly modded. You could have her 6 dots, fully sliced mods. You could have her Zeta if she has a Zeta, Relic 7, all that, and she'd still be a trash character. Rose just isn't designed to be good. Likewise, Amilyn Holdo, she's not good. Then you also have to beef up BB-8. I'm not saying BB-8's not good. BB-8 is good, but BB-8 is very niche. It's like, you might use him with the droid team, and you will use him with Resistance. But then Resistance teams are very niche almost as well. Nobody's using Resistance teams. The only characters that I can think of offhand that are actually worth it to boost up are Resistance hero Poe and Finn. Those are only 2. Everyone else is kind of just crap. But you have to work on them because it's part of the requirements to get her. So she's an absolute dead last. Moving on now, good teams. So again, I feel like good teams could have 2 meanings. It can mean A, are the requirements good for what you need to boost up to unlock these characters. But on the other hand, it could mean, do these characters make good teams? So here's what I think. For the first part, are they the characters that you need to boost up, are they worth it? I kind of just covered that in the second part of Rex, so we already got that handled. So can they make good teams, these Galactic Legends, and with their characters that you have to boost up, can they make good teams? So I think in this regard it would go I think it would go... Yeah, I think it would basically go in the order that it currently is. Only difference is Rey and Kylo would be both 1. So it's kind of like 1.1, 1.2, with Kylo having the edge. So Kylo is 1.1 and Rey is 1.2. Then it would go C is 1.3, and then Luke 1.3, no, he's 2, and then Luke, unfortunately, would be 3. So basically, here's the logic behind this. I say Kylo edges out Rey, just barely, because, for starters, Kylo obviously has the First Order tag, so he's going to be highly synergetic with all those First Order characters. And since you basically have to work on all the First Order characters to get Kylo, it's almost like you immediately have a very solid plug-and-play team. Second, his leader ability doesn't apply to First Order, it applies to Darkseid in general, which actually is pretty awesome. That's anything. Bounty Hunters, Sith, First Order, some scoundrels, anything. The Tuskens. They all can get the benefits that Galactic Legends, Kylo offers. Third, what really boosts him up is because he himself can solo the HAAT raid. Either he can solo it or he needs one other character with him. Like, I think it was him and Hermit Yoda or something can solo it. So that's huge there. Now, as far as Rey being in second, really, she has a lot of the same qualities as Kylo. The only difference is, 1, I don't think she can solo any raids. And 2, so Kylo has the First Order tag, and he's First Order all along. Well, Rey is supposed to be the last Jedi, and she's all the Jedi and all this crap. Yet, she doesn't have the Jedi tag. And that's just kind of weird. Like, according to the game, she's not a Jedi, but according to the movies, she's the last Jedi, the whatever you want to say. The last Jedi, the only Jedi, all the Jedi. So that kind of detracts from her, because she can have so much more synergy if they gave her a Jedi tag, and they didn't, which is weird. They kept her with the Resistance tag, but it's like, she's supposed to be a Jedi. Why would she be... I don't know. I get it, in the movies she's more with the Resistance than Jedi, because there really are no Jedi left other than Luke, but I don't know, it's just weird. Now, she does have that leader ability, though, that's all light side characters get the boost, kind of like Kylo's is all dark side. So there is that. She could be the leader of Jedi, and every single Jedi would get her boosts, but it's not because she's a Jedi, it's just because her leader ability offers that option. Now C would be in second, I guess, because he's able to take trash Sith characters, and make them halfway decent, like I was talking about, like Darth Maul and stuff. That kind of gives them a new life under C lead. He makes them a little bit better. They're a little bit more cute and attractive and appealing. However, C is kind of a weird character. It's almost like he's designed to not be a part of a team. He's more designed to be alone. He needs to go into it alone. And that's, so that's where he kind of gets clunky. He's only synergetic with Sith or himself. So it kind of puts him in a weird spot. However, he's in third instead of dead last because he does have that viability alone. And then Luke isn't dead last because, just like C, Sith Eternal Emperor, he's only synergetic with Jedi. So C is only Sith, Luke is only Jedi. The major difference, though, is Grandmaster Luke needs to be with Jedi. He basically sucks, relatively speaking, with anything else. If it's not Jedi, then he's not very viable. And he cannot be alone. If he's alone, then he's an easy kill, where C can be alone and solo things, So that's kind of like where C gets the advantage. Now, yes, Luke does add massive viability to a Jedi team. He vastly improves the Jedi team. But it needs to be Jedi that he's with, and he can't do it alone. So that's kind of what puts him in last. Now I think we can move on to the next column. How good is the character without the ultimate? So it's kind of weird because I think for this one, the top two are both tied for 1. And the bottom two, I guess, are tied for 2. You got 1.1, 1.2, 2.1, 2.2. So again, I would say Kylo wins. So he's the 1.1. The only reason being because I've seen Kylo put in serious work. He's soloed teams. Now granted, that could have been with the ultimate ability. I'm not sure. But I've seen him solo teams. I've seen him he just does crazy work. And he's probably the best Galactic legend, but he definitely puts in serious work. Rey also puts in serious work. However, I'd give her 1.2 instead of like a dead tie, because I've seen Rey versus Kylo teams, and Kylo is able to easily kill her. Like, he basically takes no damage and she's dead. So obviously that gives him the advantage. Now as far as the next two without their ultimate, fundamentally they kind of just suck. Relatively speaking, they suck just like a 1,000 horsepower car at a drag strip loses to another 1,000 horsepower drag strip car because the other guy had a faster reaction time when he hit the gas. Like, at the end of the day, it's still a 1,000 horsepower car. So that's like these two. They suck, but they suck at a god tier level. But basically what happens is C without his ultimate is kind of just almost like a regular character. He doesn't really do too much. He doesn't do too much damage. Like, he's almost just regular. He's almost like, who's like a regular character that's able to do high damage? That's basically all he's like. He's nothing special. Galactic Legends are supposed to be special and over the top and like game changers, and C's almost just regular when he's not ultimate. Same as Luke. Luke, when he's not ultimate, is kind of just regular. He's almost like a Hermit Yoda, but with an attack. Like, Hermit Yoda's strictly support. That's kind of what Grandmaster Luke is. Support with like an attack or two, but nothing over the top. So it's tied for first on the top two, tied for last on the second two. Now with the ultimate, it changes drastically. C is above and beyond number 1. I mean, let's put him just at number 0, because that would come before 1. Then you have, again, Rey and Kylo are tied for basically 2. 1 if we're putting C at 0. But they're tied for 2. Their ultimate abilities are almost the same, so they really are just straight tied at 2. And then Luke is just... he's basically 5. Just skip 3 and 4. Just put him way down with his ultimate. So basically what happens is C is number 1 above and beyond, because he transforms from a character that's just kind of there, like, you know, just to a character that's just insane. Like, he easily destroys tons of opponents with one hit. It's almost like he gets all the annihilation type moves, you know, Nihilus is Annihilate, Mando's Disintegrate, and Rex's, what's his called, Aerial Ace. It's like he gets all those, and then he just fires them off. Boom, boom, boom. Just annihilated y'all. Like, it is night and day, so to speak. He goes from a character offensively to just insane once his ultimate is activated. Like, I've seen him... I've seen video of him going up against the team. It might have been in territory battles. Like, there was 5 or 6 enemies still, and they were getting him down. They were whittling him down. He was almost dead. He entered his ultimate mode and then just obliterated everybody. I mean, he took, I think once they entered the ultimate mode, he got like a heal and stuff, so he had decent health. And then, like, he wiped out 2 characters. Then his next turn, he did 2 more. And it was just crazy. It was like, what? This almost looked like a loss. And then out of nowhere, you turned it around and did this? So above and beyond. Number 1 is C with his ultimate. Then the next 2, Rey and Kylo, they're dead tied for second. Because their ultimates are basically the same. They become immune to damage. They... go in a defensive stance. They have or better, I think, right? I think it gets improved, their damage output. And yeah, their ultimates are basically the same though. It's just the difference is what it looks like when they're in their stance. But it's still a decent move, you know. They don't take any damage and all that, you know. That's good. And I don't know if this is always or just when they're in their ultimate, but obviously they're immune to, like, Annihilate as well, which is cool. And then Luke is just way down in last because bunch of reasons. One, basically when he transforms into his ultimate ability, he doesn't really grow. It's almost like he just changed forms. He went from this character that had this set of moves to this character that had this set of moves, but his stats are exactly the same. You know, it's almost like with Ki-Adi-Mundi, how he's got that ability, Master of Forms, and he can go from Makashi to something else. At the end of the day, you're still Ki-Adi-Mundi, you still have your set, you know, attack and stuff. You just switched forms. Well, that's kind of like what happens with Grandmaster Luke. It's just, he switched forms, like, okay, whoop-dee. Additionally, to unlock his ultimate is actually way unnecessarily challenging. I've seen a video where, I don't know if it was territory battles or what it was, but they were going and going and going. It must have been territory battles, and they go all the way to the end, you know, phase 4. Or is it 4 phases? I don't know, but you know, they're in a battle and they got all the way to the end, and like Luke was still only at like a 20% charge for his ultimate, and it was crazy. It was like, man, we've been fighting for 5, 6, 7 minutes, something like that, and you're only at a 20% charge. So not only does it not really bring too much viability, but at the same time, it's like it's almost impossible. It's almost impossible to get. It's so much grinding just to fill up his meter to be able to unlock the ultimate. So by far, he's way down. Like I said, not third, not fourth. He's fifth. He's way off the charts in the opposite direction. C is way off the charts in the positive direction, and Grandmaster Luke is way off the charts in the negative direction. His ultimate sucks. It is very disappointing. So yeah, that is my take on the Galactic Legends. Again, check out Arnold's video, Arnold T101. So check out all his videos, actually. He's always good, consistent, quality content. But yeah, check out this video for sure. And yeah, that's my take on the characters. I wish I was a little more smooth in my talking, because I know this was a little bit choppy. Arnold's is way more smooth and fluid. My bad that I talk stupid. But I hope I still conveyed the message, and hopefully you found enjoyment out of this. I don't know, it's probably boring just looking at a screen listening to me ramble, but I guess it is what it is. So anyways, thanks, and until next time, I said see ya!